me, Stacey Pereira. Well, in the next few minutes, we're going to be giving you a lowdown of all the action from across the globe, whatever happening within India, Inc., and also the latest buzzing trends. We have you all covered. In the next few minutes, you're going to get a lowdown of all the action. But let's first take you to all that's happening from across the globe, what we're getting from our global dispatch. Well, European markets have closed slightly higher on Tuesday as investors are in a caution mode ahead of the data releases that are expected, as also the start of the second quarter earnings season. The Pan-European Stock 600 ended 0.1% higher after a day of muted trade, one would say. Healthcare as well as tech stocks were the ones that gained about 0.5%, as well as banking stocks, those were the ones that dropped 0.6%. Oil and gas stocks were the key drivers for European shares higher. We can say on the macro front, S&P manufacturing PMI, that one on the global front showed that there is a slowdown in factory output in June. Remember, US markets are closed on the 4th of July holiday. And for Asia Pacific, well, the Asian markets have opened largely lower. In Japan, the Nikkei 225 fell about 0.16%. Also, the Topix, which is fractionally higher right now. In South Korea, the Kospi is trading lower, whereas the Kosdaq is risen about 0.44%. In Australia, those markets are trading in the red. This after the Reserve Bank of Australia has held rates at about 4.1%. Remember, traders will be closely watching out for the minutes of the Federal Reserve's June meeting after Chairman Jerome Powell last said that he could expect more rate hikes ahead. And speaking of central banks, yes, Australia's central bank held its official cash rate steady at 4.10%. Economists were split on the expectation, with many forecasting a 25 basis point hike, but that hasn't happened and they've gone with a status quo for now. Now, stocks have cheered the move as the central bank said that inflation of the economy has passed its peak. We did see the S&P ASX 200 pair those earlier losses and to rise slightly, but now trading in the red. Now, the decision does come after the central bank raised its cash rate by 25 basis points last month, a move that was described as finely balanced decision by the Australian central bank. On the commodities front, we do have oil prices, which has surged about 2% overnight, with markets weighing supply cuts by Saudi Arabia as well as Russia against those prospects of a weaker global economic growth. Now, the supply cuts are likely to take out 1.5 million barrels a day from the global oil market. Brent crude currently is trading around that $76 a barrel mark. And in China, well, they are going to be restricting the export of two metals that are essential to a semiconductor manufacturing. Now, this comes as the escalation of the technological trade war between China and the West. China has imposed these regulations on the ground of national security. Under this, the exporters will have to get a license to ship gallium as well as germanium. These new regulations will apply from the 1st of August of this year. China's Commerce Ministry has said that the applications for export license must state that importers as well as how much of these metals will be used. Now, Chinese germanium producers, those shares did soar in trade yesterday in anticipation of those rising prices for raw materials. To all the action back home, where equity markets did shrug off its initial bout of weakness yesterday, but has posted yet another record close for the fourth straight session in a row. While the Sensex did stay close to that 65,500 range, while the Nifty 2 settled above that 19,300 level. But we did see the mid-cap stocks, those one coming under pressure. The index snapped its 5-day winning streak, also mildly ending in the red, one could say. Banks were the ones that were in line with the blue chip. The market capitalization of BSE companies, in fact, hit a record high of about 298 lakh crore rupees. But there is more action awaited in trade today. We can see, well, the GIFT Nifty is signaling a muted start for Indian equities. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi sent out quite a strong message to Pakistan as well as China in his address at the virtual Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. He went on to say that countries must curb terrorism and protect the territorial integrity of all SCO members. Also welcomed Iran as a full-time member of the SCO. The Prime Minister also spoke at length about global fuel, food as well as fertilizer crisis. In fact, let's listen in to what the Prime Minister had to say.
कुछ देश क्रॉस बॉर्डर टेररिज्म को अपनी नीतियों के इंस्ट्रूमेंट के रूप में इस्तेमाल करते हैं, आतंकवादियों को पनाह देते हैं। एससीओ को ऐसे देशों की आलोचना में कोई संकोच नहीं करना चाहिए। ऐसे गंभीर विषय पर दोहरे मापदंड के लिए कोई स्थान नहीं होना चाहिए।
And on the 2nd of June, India saw its worst train tragedy, killing over 200 people and that injured about 1,000 others. Now, since the investigations were underway, and a new development has said that the accident, in fact, was due to human error. Now, the workers repairing the railroad barriers made faulty connections in the automated signalling system, which led to this rail disaster. Now, the Commission of Railway Safety has gone on to say that the first collision occurred due to a modification made on the signalling circuit. It was further added that the railway staff did not carry circuit diagrams, which led to the faulty connections in the signalling system. Now, the CRS probe has also said that there were lapses made in multiple levels in the signalling and standard operating procedures were not followed during the repair work. And in some sporting action, well, India retained that SAFF championship, coming back from that early goal to beat invitees Kuwait 6-5 in the sudden death shootout after the open play ended in a 1-1 draw. After 5 rounds of penalty kicks, the scoreline remained a 4-4 draw and the sudden death rule was then applied. We did see Mahesh Norem score, but a diving India goalkeeper Gurpreet Singh Sandhu was the one that saved the day. He saved the Khalid Hijaz shot, two-hand victory to the home side. So bringing in the cup for the 9th time for India. And to all the latest trends, well, Facebook parent Meta is looking to take on Twitter this time with a new conversation app called Threads. Now, the app is visible already on iOS store and will be available for download after its official launch on the 6th of July. Threads will enable users to connect directly with their favorite creators and others who love the same kind of things, or to build a loyal following for your own and to share your ideas, opinions and creativity with the world. Now, this is what the description said on the App Store. So looking forward to that official launch by Meta on what they are looking to challenge Twitter with. And to more action, well, we do have Ratan Tata, who's a known animal lover and has gone ahead and urged through social media this time to protect stray animals from the rain. He appealed to check under the vehicles for animals who may have taken shelter under the cars in order to avoid hurting them, to do have a quick glimpse. Now, he said that it would be heartwarming if animals could be provided shelter under these vehicles. He said that stray animals could be seriously injured or trapped or even killed if one were not aware of their presence. So, quick caution note there, putting it out from Ratan Tata himself, saying that do look out for these stray animals. And for cricketing action, well, we do have a BCCI appointed Ajit Agarkar as the new chairman of the selectors for the Indian men's team. Now, the former India all-rounder was selected unanimously after several interviews. Now, Agarkar has represented India 26 test matches, 191 ODIs and also 4 T20s. He does hold the record for the fastest half century by an Indian batter in an ODI. He also scored a half century and in 21 balls against Zimbabwe back in 2000. Agarkar will chair that selection committee meeting for the T20 squad that will play the first 5 games in West Indies. And to action that you need to be looking forward to today, well, yes, there is a lot of political drama that is unfolding in Maharashtra, and which is why Ajit Pawar has called all NCP MPs as well as MLAs, district heads and state delegations, asking them to be present at a meeting today at the MET in Bandra. Meanwhile, senior Pawar has also called his faction of NCP, issuing a whip in fact to the MLAs and asking them to be present at 1 p.m. at YB Chauhan Center. So that's going to be some kind of action. We're going to be looking forward to all the political drama that unfolds here in Maharashtra. Well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Newspresso. We hope this dose was informative and gives you that kickstart to your day. Don't forget to come back, same place, same time here tomorrow for your fresh shot of Newspresso. From everyone putting the show together, thanks so much for tuning in. But before we let you go, we do have something that might help you get through that midweek blues. So if popular US sitcom Friends was something that brightened up your day, well, seeing these AI-generated images of your favorite characters wearing the traditional ethnic clothes might put a smile on your face. These are the images that were posted on Twitter by Abhinav Kumar, and since then has been viewed nearly 5 lakh times. We leave you with some of those images to get you through your midweek blues.